them in the works.
So now I was talking to Matt from Destructor. He said they just got on a House Headbangers label.
Oh, Destructor, yeah. We saw that. And we were really happy to see that because they're a great band, and well, I hope to maybe do some shows with them at some point.
So now you guys got some couple shows coming up with Morbid Satan, right?
Well, that was supposed to be last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We wound up having to cancel because of the severe weather we had here in New Jersey, and particularly where Adam Tranquilli lives. His town was, as he described it, as a war zone. There were trees down everywhere, all over his town. Power was out for 3-4 days. And he's in his profession is a tree service guy. So he had to be on call to help people out, you know. And so we discussed it with the promoter up in Canada, and she was very cool with us having it. You know, she wants to have us up there. So we're working on rescheduling the dates. And I saw some video of the shows, and you know, it was really, people were going off for Morbid Saint. So you know, it's an opportunity we missed, but hopefully we can redo it in the future with someone else. You know, because I don't know that Morbid Saint will go back up there 5 months later or 6 months later. So that was an opportunity missed, but that was because of, you know, Mother Nature.
Now I know in April you guys are playing NYDM Spring Bash for the second time.
Yep, yes, we're doing that. It's 5 weeks away. And we're playing the same day as Nasty Savage and Faith or Fear. I think Morbid Saint is the day before us, so if they're still around, you know, we'll be able to say hi and sorry in person. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Nasty Savage. And, you know, Faith or Fear are good friends of ours. We've done some shows with them, so that's going to be fun to hang out with those guys like you know, as we do either in Southern Jersey or up in New York. So it's going to be a fun time.
So now, how about this month? You got a show at Corners of Sanctuary this month?
Yeah, that one's next weekend. That's in Philadelphia. That's a makeup date for. We were supposed to play a place called the Tusk with Faith or Fear 2 days before Christmas, but the unfortunate thing happened was that the owner of the bar was killed in a car accident 5 or 6 days before. So there was they didn't know what the status of the venue was, so they had to cancel the show. It turns out the family, I guess, is going to continue to run the bar, and it's back to being an open concern. And now we're doing it. We're headlining with Anvil Bitch and Corners of Sanctuary, and that should be a good show. I mean, you know, being right there on South Street is always a good time. You know, you're going to get a good cheesesteak. It's something I always, you know, look forward to when I go to Philly. You know, the club, the Tusk is really, you know, is a kind of small venue, but it's really cool. You know, cool people run it, and we're very much looking forward to playing Chris's hometown because Chris is a Philly boy. So it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be a good time. And it's nice to play Philly and not play for 20 minutes like we did, you know, with the Creator Obituary show last year. Mm-hmm. You know, but you take your opportunities when you can get them. You know.
Right. So now you guys got any plans to go to Europe this year?
There's nothing on the agenda at this point for Europe. I mean, if we were going to Europe, we'd have probably known it a couple of months ago. We're working on some things for the summer. Right now, the last thing that's fully booked is we're going to California with Deceased for 2 shows. We're playing an LA show at the Hi-Hat in Highland Park, and we're playing a Northern California show in Oakland at Eli's Mile High Club on back-to-back days, June 1st and 2nd. And we love playing with Deceased. They're such great guys. They're such a great band. You know, so that's going to be a fun trip. And right now we do have a Chicago date in October. We're trying to fill in the rest of the, you know, put some dates around that. But we're playing a show at the Cobra Lounge. I believe it's the 6th of October with Takeda, which is going to be pretty cool. You know, they're a great band. You know, and, I've never seen them, but you know, they're definitely a great band. And who else is on? I think the Palmer's on that bill as well. So that's good. That's something to look forward to, in the fall.
Right. So now, CJ, what's been the fondest memory that stands out to you being in Bloodfeast so far?
I guess it's got to be two specific things. I think, you know, seeing the CD and then the vinyl, you know, for the first time, you know, especially the vinyl, because I grew up, you know, I hate to say I'm an old man, but I'm an old man. I grew up on vinyl, and that always meant like you did something, and to me, and to finally see something I had a hand in, and I had a big, you know, I don't want to toot my horn, but I had a big hand in, you know, the production and obviously the engineering. I'm the engineer. You know, to see that on a vinyl was just amazing. And then the other would be this last trip to Japan, because it was just mind blowing, absolutely great. You know, and you know, you know, all the people that have connected from that and continue to say, "Take me back to Osaka." You know. It really is. It was just, you know, for so many people, it was such a great time. So, you know, I certainly would love to go back. I mean, we didn't even, you know, Mickey has a record store called Rockstack Records, and that's how he was able to put the festival together 10 years ago, originally. And last time we were there, at the end of a sightseeing trip, we went to the store. This time, there were so many people and so little time that we weren't able to go to his store. I just want to go back to Osaka to see his store, you know. But then they reconnect with people that, you know, we became, you know, so much more friendly with, you know, would be amazing, you know, to the point where I'm sitting at my dining room table in front of my laptop. I just put a Japanese language course into my laptop so I can put it in my iPod. That's how convinced I'm going back to Japan, you know, even if I just go as a tourist. And I want to be able to converse a little bit in their native language instead of them having to, you know, bend to us, bend to the ugly Americans. So, so I'm on a mission to definitely get back to, you know, even if it's not the play. You know, just to go back and see our friends, right, you know, that we made. You know, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm 100% Japanese. I've never been to Japan though.
Oh wow, dude, it's just. And we didn't even go to Tokyo. Our connecting flight was, we flew Newark to Tokyo, Tokyo to Osaka. We never left the airport in Tokyo, so we never saw Tokyo. You know, imagine that. You know, I mean, and you know, I mean, I see. You know, I remember the movie Lost in Translation, where you know they've got the, you know, they shot in Tokyo, and you know, mind blowing. And that was 15 years ago, and I wasn't physically there. You know, also, you know, the Anvil documentary there in Tokyo as well. And, you know, it's just like we'd love to have that, you know, that feeling once, or go see that. And you know, one of my bucket list things is the bullet train. You know, so go from Osaka to Tokyo, or Tokyo to Osaka and back, or whatever. You know, that's something I've always had a longing to go to partake in the bullet train.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got some unfinished business in Japan. That's for sure.
Now the Future State of Wicked vinyl, did that come out just on like a regular black vinyl, or was it colored vinyl?
We have both. You know, most of what was pressed was actually the blue splatter. I mean, red splatter, blue splatter. It's mainly blue with some red in it. But certainly, when we were in Germany, we sold more black than we did the splatter, because they're more audiophiles over there. And when we played at HOA last year, and you know, so I think we sold out of the black vinyl and came home with the blue. Whereas over here, it's, you know, people are eating up the blue vinyl. You know, but we have both in stock, and I haven't put one on the turntable yet, so I haven't gotten there yet.
So,
I'll listen to my CD. Thank you.
So how was the Headbangers Open Air Festival?
That was, again, another great time, but that one had some problems. We had excuse me for sniffling. We went over with Attacker. They've become really great friends of ours, and we shared a house the whole weekend, and we were on back-to-back on the Friday of Headbangers Open Air, and it was just, we had such a great time with them. We had such a great time with the fans, because that festival's been going on for 20 years. They know how to do it. Yet the Europeans, they really know what they're doing. And the only downfall this year was the flights, because we had some long layovers. We pay for the flights ourselves for that, although we do get paid for the show, so we get so upset. But we tried to keep the cost of the flights down, so we had a huge layover in Oslo, which was like 5.5 hours. So, you take that long flight from Newark to Oslo and you sit for a while. Then you get on a plane that's about the size of it's like a prop plane. And it's like an hour flight from Oslo, hour and 20 from Oslo to Hamburg. And, of course, they don't put our instruments on the plane because we came from a jumbo. And then they put us on this smaller plane, and they didn't have as much cargo space. So out of the 7 instruments that the 2 bands brought, only 2 made it. And then, but they, after some back and forth, they were able to get the other 5 instruments to us later that night. Another plane came in. Right. So that was worrisome, of course. And then on the way home, the flight home was an 8-hour layover in Copenhagen, which turned out into a 10-hour layover because there was heavy thunderstorms in the area, and the plane we were supposed to come home on got hit by lightning. Luckily, got hit by lightning on the ground, so they had to bring another plane in, which took 2 hours additional. So, we wound up getting home. Oh, wow, it took so long, and we were so happy to get off the plane and into the truck and go back to Adam's house because we all parked there. But the time spent at HOA was actually absolutely amazing, and didn't really get to see much of any of the bands. I mean, I saw 30 seconds of Raven, maybe 2 minutes of Toxic, 3 minutes of Sanctuary, which turned out to be the last time I would see R.L. Dane, right. Who are, one of my huge vocal heroes, and, he passes away. But, a few months later, and then, I didn't see a note of loudness. We heard it, of course, but, we're just having so much fun and, talking to the other bands. We got to be really, had a great discussions with Toxic, between us and Toxic and Attacker and some of the other bands. It was just, it was a great hang, and, people were, drinking beer, drinking tea. I was having tea because I don't drink, and it just, it's everything you kind of want it to be, aside from the mud and aside from the long flights. And HOA was very muddy this year.
Now, have you guys ever played the 70,000 Tons of Metal yet?
No, we haven't. We sure would love to. We're gonna, we don't have management. We don't have an agent, booking agent or anything like that. So we're kind of out of the loop on that stuff. Which has good points and has bad points. But certainly we don't work enough to have an agent. And we've been able to manage ourselves just fine. So, but that leaves us out of the loop on certain things. A lot of European festivals, Maryland Death Fest, that's a sore point. 70,000 tons, it would be amazing, I'm sure, to do that someday, but it hasn't happened yet. But I think the longer we keep putting new material out, EPs, LPs, and